had meetings all morning. I got this information Christmas Eve at 9:30 at night. And I jumped on first thing this morning, called the guy, and wanted to meet this morning. So that's why it's an addition to our agenda. But I'd like to talk about it. We're all here. It is 3:30.
She got taxpayer.
Yeah.
So we can
start with the pledge.
Yeah, she's here. She's just a little distant.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Stanek.
Here.
Gilbert, yes. Curry's here.
Yes.
Hamlin.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Too good.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
Okay, additions to the agenda. I do have the one that I passed out to you. And if we don't have public here, we'll discuss it in an open meeting. Otherwise, it's going to be a closed session we'll need.
Land sale, right?
Land sale, we call it.
Okay.
Okay, unfinished business. Supervisor's desk purchase. I give you all one ahead, a copy of the 3 bids I had.
I just got a question on the closed session.
Yeah.
If we do it in open session and the Pioneer looks at the minutes, are they going to be able to
That's a problem.
ask questions, or should we go into
Closed session regarding.
Yes.
Yep, probably be best to.
When we get to that point,
Let's go
when
to
the
closed
closed
session.
I know it
session,
doesn't
so
make a
that
difference right now,
FOIA does not
Yeah.
come into play.
Yeah, that's right. Let's go into that. Because we'll have a motion to go into closed session. We'll discuss it. We
Yep.
come back out. We vote afterwards. After we vote.
That's fine.
Okay. Okay. I don't have my copy with me, but I'll give you information on the desk that I'd like to get. It's actually a newer model of that one. It's their new model that's coming out this year. They've got one they had pictures of and that I can get right now without even waiting for it. And if it comes through me, it's the $2,300.
Now what is this price?
This price was from the first, okay, let me explain.
2857.
That was 2857 FOB, Shipshewana, Indiana. This is from Weaver Furniture Sales.
Okay.
The one underneath it is 4768 from Amish Oak down to
Howard City.
Seagull.
Oh,
And then mine is 2300 delivered.
This front one, this is, there's 3 of them here, Bill?
There's 3 bids.
3 bids.
First one, 2857, and it's people I know and they're competitors of mine. So I talked to him and he says, well, this is what I'd end up selling it for. He said, I'll list it higher than that, but this is actually what it go out the door for. I said, that's fine. That's a good price, but that'd be FOB Indiana, which is about $200 to get up here. Amish Oak one is 4768, but they'll take 25% off if you want to take a bag of groceries to them. So, you set the price anywhere. Mine,
Hardwoods, you think we can trust this guy?
yeah, that's a problem. But it'd be 2,300. My cost is 2,100 on it. I've got 200 to pick it up. I don't want to make money on the township.
And it's the same desk,
It's we all quoted this. It's actually a newer model of it, but it's basically the same desk.
same thing.
Because all 3
we've all
quotes
quoted
are the same.
Yeah, same desk.
Basically, it's the dimensions
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. And this would be something that lasts forever here. That would leave here when I leave. Shouldn't have said that.
That will stay here when you leave.
Yeah, stay here when I leave.
The right way.
We didn't have to have that in there.
And it is the cherry?
It's a sap cherry.
That's cherry. Okay.
Well, I gotta be honest, I would like a desk like that. It's very nice.
Well, maybe in 4 years when I
Well, I would make a motion that we purchase this last disc from Hardwoods in the amount of money of $2,300.
And I will abstain on voting on this one.
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
Is this the big cabinet in lieu of an office then? I mean,
It would take place of, it's gonna take place of a bookcase, a desk, and a file cabinet,
is
basically.
these all lockable?
I am not sure that it is.
That's a good question, if it's gonna be out in an unlocked office.
Is this a picture of it, Bill?
Yeah. I don't think
Probably
there's a
is
lock on it.
unlockable.
I think I could put one on, but I don't think there is.
It doesn't say that in the
No.
description.
It doesn't, I don't think it is. And I'm not sure, you know, I've got a lock, if I had a file cabinet that locks, I'd probably much keep things in there that's. I trust people here. I mean, I know I should lock up probably more than I do.
I'd be less than honest if I would agree with Penny. It's a big
It's a big purchase.
purchase, okay? I know for a fact that you have cut more than that money out this year, as far as your budget, okay?
And the other thing, as long as nobody else is here, I'll say too, that if we get down to zoning administrator, I don't plan on taking money for the first 6 months on that either. I want to learn as I'm working. So, you know, if it's the money, I would easily save that right there.
Yeah, I know,
But that's not public either, you know, just between you guys.
I think if you go, though, if you buy, I don't know what a new desk like this costs, but
I can tell you they're actually very expensive.
They're very
If you go steel case
What's the
desk,
catalog
that would
that I
help
have?
me.
If
Yeah.
you buy them
Yeah.
new, I don't think any of them are bought new.
No, these were in the building. The
Oh.
desks that we have were in the building when we
State of
got, yeah,
Michigan bought
the
them.
state of Michigan bought them.
Okay.
And typically they bought them through the I forget what that's called, industrial, it's something, industrial, whatever. But, the catalog for these type desks, I mean, they're expensive. You would think they would be a little more,
a little more to them.
they're more,
I mean.
they run close
define
to this
expensive.
if you buy new.
If you buy a new
Along
steel
this
case
price
desk, you're gonna pay that just for the desk without
Yeah,
the top.
oh, definitely.
Yeah,
You're gonna,
I feel better, I mean, I don't know, to me, those, I would agree, they
They don't look like-
$500 would
for
buy
the,
that desk.
for the file cabinets, the tall locking ones like that we have throughout this place, they run, depending on where you're looking, they run over $1,000 just for the file cabinet.
New,
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
But there's various auctions, there's Craigslist, there's eBay, there's all sorts of resources to get a beautiful desk for a fraction of the price. I mean, it's just a fact. I don't know when the township, because I've only been here 2.5 years, have purchased anything comparable.
I would say the tall file cabinet, so we had to buy one. We had to buy a couple when I first started, the tall,
And that's
Fire
like
proof.
12 years ago.
that's when we bought. But I guess I'm at the point, or whatever you want to call it. He's a supervisor, so he's looking at his capital outlay is what he's looking at as far as purchase. If that's where he wants to spend his money, I guess I don't have a problem with that. I mean, that's just my feeling. I mean, that's where he'd want to spend his capital outlay money.
There's
That's
$2,500 in capital outlay,
probably
budgeted for,
2012.
We can put out 2012, there's
proposed for
money up.
13.
Yeah.
I don't know what the 2012.
Yeah, there-
25, same,
Yeah.
same thing.
it's gonna be here a long time, you look at it over
Well, that's what I, you
a
know,
period of,
I look at some of the stuff
5
around here
years.
that's so junky.
Well, I know we had the offices out where the old garbage place used to be, he bought all those offices, had $1,000 a piece in them, they were junk. I shouldn't say junk, but they weren't this quality at all. Yeah, he
Well,
bought them new.
and
He
these
bought
ones
them
that
new.
we have are, you know, like, mine didn't have a drawer. It was missing, and the other one was, you know, kind of broke. I mean, we just got it in the purchase, and we just
Using it.
used it. I mean, if I'd want to buy a desk, I mean, I'd put it before the board that I wanted to buy a desk, and that's where I'd want to spend my money, just like a computer or something like that, a monitor or whatever. That's just my feelings.
I think being that I'm out in the open like that, you know, in there, it'd be nice to have something that,
It would,
you know, presentable when people come in.
And if this is the quality, if it's the same stuff from
Yeah,
my
it's-
dining room table and chairs came
It's
from
Amish.
the ships of
Yeah,
Walmart.
they do it.
That's, high-end stuff.
It's top
You know,
quality.
yeah, I've never regretted personally,
Well, we have
Any
our-
other discussion? Roll call, please.
Too good.
Are we voting now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's always
Yes,
a
yes.
good question, though.
It's never been,
Yes.
You call my name first.
because you did.
Yeah, I know.
Hamlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yep.
I'm all confused. Curry,
Yeah.
Gilbert, yes.
And I abstain.
And yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Industrial Park Ag Lease. John has been working on this with Jernsted's. And they're willing to pay us $250 for the first year. And they would come in and brush hog it. And
Brush hog it, stump it, there's stone piles that need to be cleaned up. Unforeseen, barn basements and things, he just, he's not really sure even what he's gonna
Yeah.
get into or how big of an area he can work with.
This is in addition to what he's already got.
he's got the airport right now from the city.
He doesn't have anything now.
He has nothing
Not
from
from
us
the township.
in the township. This would be our industrial park. That if they would farm it, it would be better for us,
Yes.
as long as he knows that if we sell it, he's out.
And I do have that portion in here, and I know you had some concerns about wells and what areas we can get into, that hasn't really been decided yet.
There isn't anything he can really do down near the wells, I don't think.
Near the wells is not a concern, it's
Yeah.
just gonna be when we get up by where the Pioneer and Windemuller's lot is. Are they gonna want, not that they have a choice in it, but are they gonna want that up near them?
But when he was spreading manure on the airport there, it smells one day and the next day it's covered up.
They plow it right
Yeah,
in
they
when they
plow
got
right
the
in.
big deals and they go down so far.
When they're putting it on, it does smell. At least I've been told that.
Shoot, drive by their farm, it
I know.
smells.
I was raised on a farm, I'm used to that.
Define smells.
Do we have a motion to accept this? A contract with them?
Now, okay, I have a question.
Do we want to retype it?
Well, yeah, I wrote this up.
The 250 is for 2013, or
It would be the
what?
crop year, so yes.
Okay,
it
so
would be-
so 250 for 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
Then up to, now what's the up to 500? What's the deal there?
He's willing to pay us 500 if everything he can see is usable for him. But there's areas he's not sure aren't gonna be inaccessible because of wet, too wet to get on and farm. And he's gotta get in there and start brush hogging and even find out if he can get across the ground. Like he said, if he can't get across it with the brush hog, he's,
He's not gonna play
gonna
with
be, yeah.
So really, we should just go with 2013 for him to, with the understanding, once he gets in there and figures out,
Yep.
it. Then we do another contract next year.
then we do a
Yeah.
contract when he figures out what he can farm.
Well,
Then,
he's given $1,000 per crop year for 5 years to the city.
But there's a lot of ground there.
That's-
Right, so we
that's
need to
tillable,
see
yeah.
proportionate how much acreage we have compared to what
of what would be usable
tillable
for
is
him.
usable, right.
Which he would know that after 13, so as of, like, for 2014, beginning 2014, we'd have to revisit
Yeah,
to
and I don't-
determine
he
how
doesn't- I
much
don't
is
think he
actually
would have-
farmable.
Anybody
type
know how
thing.
many available acres total, whether it's tillable or untillable, that we have in the industrial park?
Is it 100?
Looking at this map,
Is it 140 acres, I think, 140?
what is that
There's a lot of
total?
acres. I mean, there really is.
Is it wrote on them parcels, how big they are?
Yeah, but we
varies on
just
the back and
looked and
front,
we
yeah.
don't know whether,
They don't, they're
we
not
don't
all
know,
the same.
without looking at the actual surveys of them, we don't know whether these numbers are right or not. Because the front of the page doesn't match the back of the page.
Yeah. I doubt he's gonna get 70 acres out of there that'd be tillable.
Yeah, I mean, how big is that field north of the HVAC building? That's
Yeah.
about the biggest area he's looking at, and that's.
Some of it's got so much brush on it, he's gonna have to pull a lot of,
Right. He's said there could be old barn foundations out in there.
there can be anything out there, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the debris part came from. He just, don't know what they're gonna get into.
I mean, I think if he's willing to go out and start brush hogging it, we'd take $250 this year and then
That's what I mean, if we
Yeah.
look at it, then once he
Yeah.
gets in there,
Pioneer Drive is 73 acres.
when they, you know, when
Just
we
here.
discover what's actually usable for farming.
So that'd be about half of it, and then about 140.
As far as the dollar amount, 250, I don't care, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Having him,
Well, he's the one that's spending all the money.
right,
Yeah.
he's the one
Yeah.
maintaining
It's not gonna cost us
it is
anything,
worth
so,
taking
Well,
care of the
just makes it more saleable.
Autumn olive.
autumn olive and, okay.
Yeah.
However, I am shocked with, I thought by piggybacking on the city or airport, that my concerns about the insurances and da-da-da-da-da would have been resolved. But now I am still concerned about having croplands with geese and an airport.
and deer.
And deer and an airport, okay? I thought they would have.
Address that?
Or address that, okay?
The
So I-
reason, if you read here, I should have said that, there is no corn listed. The FAA, I talked to Bill about that, the FAA won't allow you to have corn adjacent to a runway.
Well, I've had folks that had corn on the place a long time, didn't see any geese. A gentleman planted wheat, and I had geese across the street.
Well, the
Big,
airport
lots
now
of-
is covered up with them.
Well, I know, but and that's my concern, is an airplane hits that and takes a nosedive, and
Right.
We're enabling them to, mhm.
Thing is, it's already there.
I know that, but it's not our
Right.
property.
It's not on our baby.
Yeah.
Geese
Right,
are
how
on
much
our-
liability are we assuming by
Having that.
allowing that and
it may be done.
enabling
I don't
that?
know, I just,
Yeah.
250 is.
Yeah,
That won't hire you a lawyer for half an hour if we run into a problem.
you're 250, oh, yeah.
That's my concern,
Yeah, and
is
that's a valid point, you know,
But if he has a contract, can't you put, say, the liability is on them?
well, you can, but whether it
I don't know
truly
how
is
you
or not,
word that.
I mean, they go after the deepest pockets, and we certainly have more pockets, or as deep as Jernstadt's, or
You're
deeper,
right.
I don't know, I mean.
Maybe
not.
We would be as responsible as anybody at that point.
you know, I know in
But
this thing, it doesn't even
That's
have
my,
anything
that's
about
the
liability.
biggest,
And if they say corn, if the FFA says corn, then that might help us.
I'm
They
just
spell
looking
out-
for
if they spell out one
somebody,
crop.
somebody to get in front of us for
Yeah.
a shield, that's all.
Well, no,
I mean,
and
I really
I-
wanna do
no,
it, I think it'd be,
If they spell out one crop, though, I think that would be our safety in there.
I don't know, I just,
I,
I don't either.
whether he wants to do corn there, that has, him and I did
if I
discuss
hadn't
that.
seen so many geese on Dad's place this fall, but there was,
We've still got them. I had them on my pond yesterday.
yeah, I mean, there's still,
We have a ton,
They're
and we
everywhere.
just got the hay fields, I mean, we got a ton of
They're
them.
everywhere.
I don't think it's gonna,
but maybe I'm
But
worried
you
about
have,
nothing.
no, well,
I think it's a good, you know.
worried about nothing sometimes costs you not as much, so. Would his liability cover that? I don't know how that would work.
Says not to use fertilizer, west runway.
West of 1432. 1432 is the northwest runway, which is, that's where their wellheads are at. That's on the city's contract. That's why he's saying not to use
Well, that would
fertilizers
be
west of
close
runway
to your
1432.
place.
It's right behind me.
Yeah, yeah,
That's-
you would be right there.
That's
And
where
the other thing
that's
is-
where the well house is and the wells.
Notifying him about, we will notify him pre-growing season of any intentions of public use of any acreage.
No, is that I think
the
that's
city's.
the airport gonna inform Jerns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but,
We
but
don't
just
need-
like here,
yeah.
Well, we aren't gonna
a
have.
week ago, we didn't know there was anybody on property, so he just planted his corn.
Yeah.
And
That is in here, we'll negotiate if we have to.
Well, and it says in here that
Yeah.
they'd add us to their liability insurance.
yeah, you
I,
would-
I threw that in there, cause
Oh.
like all the guys that come to work for us, they have to add me as their
Yep.
insured.
Yeah, that's,
That's
they
how
need
we
to.
word
but
it.
I don't
Okay.
know if the Farm Bureau has any provision.
What does their liability insurance cover?
Yeah. I just,
What does ours cover?
that's a good question. I
Yeah,
mean, I
we don't know.
That's why I'm asking. I got more questions than I do
Probably
answers.
not farming.
Right, well, yeah, I would love
Do
to
you
say
want-
yes
do
to
you wanna
this,
put
but
down a list of questions and we'll I'll go talk to Bill
Without
some more.
contracting a lawyer to find out how much liability we're taking on,
Well, maybe a phone call to
We can,
somebody else.
Liability?
our insurance agent.
Well, isn't the city concerned about any liability?
Well, that's why I.
We don't, well, whether the city is or not, that's their concern.
Well, I
See, I don't know
mean,
if
Yeah.
this is the city or the airport. Billy keeps talking about the airport.
Well, he could be Lafferty, and he has, he's operating, I don't know.
And he might have his own coverage. Again, we need
But
to,
again, I don't see any, all I see is that this is all Bill. I don't see
Yeah, there's
anybody's
no-
name on it
There's
other
no
than.
Lafferty, there's no airport, there's no.
There's
city,
nothing.
there's no
nothing.
signature anywhere here,
I know.
it's
I mean,
from the
this is-
city.
That's as
This is a
open-ended as
nice
you can
piece.
get.
No
And that
matter
came
what,
from
he
the
works
city.
for the city.
yeah.
That came from the city.
City isn't who? Gifford?
Yeah, Gifford got it for me.
But
That's
there's
what they have on
nobody's signature on here.
This is simply amazing.
Read that there, like,
What
wow,
about
I wish I could
You know-
get away with this.
we've got liability regardless, right now, even if it's a farm or not. If there's geese out there,
Sure, but
They're
we're not,
flying over
we're
our
not making an
property.
attractive nuisance to it.
Right.
I mean, we're not,
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah,
creating.
maybe the
We're not
airport, maybe
enabling
the
a problem.
airport already has that because they're an airport.
they should be.
I just don't know.
I don't
And
even-
right now, we got time, we do
No,
have
there's
time.
not-
There's
they're
bound to
trying to
be
get
other
it far.
airports, other townships that have airports on them that we should find out what they do.
If there's, yeah,
There might be some boilerplate.
There you go.
okay, let's just hold this.
I think we
I
should
mean, our
just
intentions, we
table
wanna
that.
make it
Yeah.
happen.
Well, if it's not
We
gonna
do.
work for
I-
us, that's fine. I mean,
If you can,
I got 3 phone calls in that. You know,
Well, do we need to make a
You know, I'm
motion to
not-
table it for right now, since it's on the
And
agenda?
we haven't brought it up as a motion. We don't have to,
we just discussed, so we can
Yeah.
just
Okay.
table it to,
yeah, it is.
do we want January or February? I mean, January, you don't have much time,
when is
No.
the January meeting?
January 8th.
Yeah. We could call,
I mean, you might want a
Our
little
insurance
more
agent.
research
Let's
time, like
Go to
February.
February.
insurance
He's
agent.
not gonna do anything with it.
No, the snow's gonna keep getting deeper and.
Right.
it's not
Table
gonna
until
happen.
February,
Yeah.
so it can be looked
If we
into and
can,
not,
if we can get a hold of the city and do
Yeah.
some background so we can talk intelligent when we.
Well, it would certainly be nice to know if the city has something more than just
I
that.
don't think they do.
So it was
I don't think so either.
so it was a napkin contract.
Yeah, I asked Bill, what do you got? Oh, this Mickey Mouse thing we wrote up in the book.
What about the city's got a lawyer though, they ought to be
Yeah.
able to tell you what they
I just find it hard to believe.
I do
They
too.
must
It
have
ain't much.
run into.
Let's move on, we'll table that, then look into it more.
until February.
Yeah. Township phone purchase, I put information on here only because I'm not ready to make a decision yet on this. But I wanted you guys to have information that I pulled together. It's hard to get apples to apples. And I've had a couple good meetings. I've called the fellow, Joanne Brown's brother, and he doesn't install phones. He works on them, but he doesn't sell phones or install them. He passed my name on along to this Dennis Penrod, who did get me a quote. I called, Penny had suggested, May had suggested a guy at Ferris. He's been out of it for 4 years. I met with Dick Boyce, that has Dave's system, and he was very helpful. I spent 2 hours with him. He taught me a lot. And also Sherry called on Charter, and they'd be willing to host the system. We'd have our own phones. So there's just many ways we can go. On the back side, kind of, is this I got from Dick there, that 3 different systems. Your IP system, which works basically through a computer. It's a shared network. It can either be hosted or have our own computer here to do it. The one thing he did tell me, that if you had this, each phone has to have its own power to it, electric, like you would on a cordless phone. And he says you couldn't get hands-free, and he says it's harder to learn. I've got a email into a place in Lansing right now, trying to find out if they have the same thing on IP phones, sell IP phones. Nobody really locally, works with phones anymore. A hosted system would be like if we went to Charter, everything went through them. If we want to transfer a call, we go back through Charter and they put it to the desk in the other room.
We just go out with Charter, you just go out and buy, you just can go
You
to
buy any-
Staples, buy any phone.
Yep. It'd be
You
cheapest.
have them, and then it's like how we now have like 2 extensions, like one, 2 transfer. It's actually, it's
digit.
like pound and it's 3 digits, and then it transfers. That's the system that Charter has that I talked to, but that's, you just go out and buy phones.
So it goes to
And-
the old telephone building and back?
Well, it goes to Charter somewhere where their host system
It's,
is.
it's done on their system. That's why you don't have to have like a specialty phone with Charter. They don't sell phones or anything like that. She goes, you just go out, buy phones, plug them in, and then you're run through their system.
But if you did that, you've got to stay with them or somebody that just takes regular phones, if you want model phones in.
Right.
So you're married to them, and if they want to raise their price, you're stuck.
Does that eliminate the problems we've had with the noise?
If it's through Charter, it would. I mean, I think that'll be eliminated with Charter. The hybrid system is what we're kind of getting here. It's more the traditional system. You can get hand-free calling, one-touch transfers, digital. It's digital and analog, which we've got to have analog for our fax machines, digital for the phones. It's more reliable. He told me that the phones that he's quoting, he says should last you 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're warranted for 5. Back on the other side, I put some of the advantages and disadvantages. With Ed's, there wasn't that many advantages in their used
We
phones.
can just probably cross Ed right off.
I think so too.
I hope so.
But the other one is a possibility, this 4120. There would be extra cost in this one. He says any extra wire and stuff that the other 2 were including, he wasn't. But it'd be a new system, it's only got 1 year warranty. It's an IP system, which goes to a computer, so if your computers are down, you're down with it. He will come to Big Rapids and install it. And that's kind of bothers me, because he doesn't have business down here. They run through the internet, and it would definitely meet our need today. And there's a lot of options can be added. I've got 12 pages they faxed me, and I've been online looking at too. And there's a lot of things that you can add on later as an option at more cost. It can be expanded, and both the voice and this one, we can expand to, if we want to hook the fire department in, where that they've got IP phones, either system. We could answer it here, or we could put an automatic attendant here just to answer the phone for them. They could have the voicemail part of our system here. Everything would tie in. We could get rid of at least 1 line down there.
What's the fire hall got now?
They've got 2 lines in there. We're switching to Charter. They got a fax and a fax line and a phone line.
Yeah, they have two lines down there. One they use for a fax line now, and the other one's their phone. But they have 2 lines down there.
Separate, I mean, they're separate
They're
identities.
They're
two
separate.
different phone lines. Yeah, they pay for the 2 lines. I
And they're
mean, just like we
separate from-
pay,
Yeah.
you
How
know, we
many
have.
lines we got up here?
3
We got
2
5
plus-
lines altogether,
here. Yeah,
2 faxes and 3
yeah.
voice.
Which we could eliminate 1 or 2 of those if we tied it
I
together.
think we eliminate maybe 2.
So that's a possibility, and that he says could be done down the line, you know, but that's what Dick was telling me that. The other thing Dick said that is, if we wanted to have internet to the cemetery, then we'd have to have Charter or somebody out there for internet. Then we could tie that in, and they'd be voicemail and be transfer call.
We got another line out there.
We got another line out there, which we could tie into this and eliminate. But you'd have to have
Which is
internet services.
necessary.
Yeah, they gotta have something out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying you
And-
don't, it's just, there's 6 lines now,
Yeah.
it's just,
If we go with Boyce's system, it's a new system, it's 5 year warranty. Samsung, he's got half the town here he's installed, Big Rapids.
yeah.
He's got a technician in Morley, so that's an
And he's
advantage.
pretty good, he's a technician.
Yeah.
Where's Penrod out of?
Acme,
Traverse City.
yeah, Traverse City basically.
Okay.
That
How
he-
much trouble do we have with internet going down? The internet.
The problem we have is just when our network
Yeah.
goes down,
Well,
not,
it just
we
says when
haven't
the
had-
internet's down, the phones are down.
Yeah. Well, the other day the phones were down, the internet was down because we were without power for 4 hours, so
Wow.
you're gonna be down regardless.
You know,
So
that-
how much that is a problem, I don't know. The other advantage on this is you could transfer to cell phones if we wanted, up to 4 people, I think. Which would be nice for me, but for a limited time. And he said you can shut off at midnight, or 9 o'clock or midnight, whatever you want. But yeah, Jim, I'm sorry.
I talked to this new internet system is coming into Big Rapids today for home use. And they're gonna have, they're servicing this area, but for a home, it's $39.95 a month, but it's just internet. Is all.
Dick Boyce said that charter in this area is the best we can get. And everybody I've talked to
Probably
has
gotta keep it all
suggested charter.
together.
Yeah,
I think that's basically what this guy I talked to today is basically for homes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to, we've already
You
signed an
get
agreement on
cheaper
there.
with bundles than
Yeah.
you do when
Yeah.
you start going
So,
separate.
we want to stay with charter, and everybody said the charter is the best way to go on that. The disadvantage is, you know, is that electric I need to check more into. But the price is a big one with Dick Boyce's.
But
That
his includes relocating two plugs.
Yeah, it does. So there's
And
gonna be a little
it's a
more.
5-year warranty compared to a 1-year
Yeah,
warranty.
so there's
1 year,
advantages.
nothing ever happens.
I don't know what the Samsung brand phones are like,
Hell, there's
but we
big-
have the Avaya.
they make TVs, they make,
And
you know,
Well, they
the
make cell
Avaya-
phones too,
Samsung,
don't
yeah,
they?
yeah.
I
A
have
lot
a
of
It
people
is
Samsung.
now,
swear
they're
by
great.
Samsung.
That's what I was
I have a
just gonna say.
Samsung cell phone and I love it.
Yeah.
And he says a warranty on this,
Mine
as long
is.
as you got a carcass, he says, I'll take it back. It doesn't matter if you drive over it. He said if somebody
Mine
steals
is.
it, they can't do anything.
Verizon
Now,
rather.
the county, with the IP system, can't help us, could help us, and check.
I didn't check on that. I don't think this would tie in with that. I talked to Michigan Works to see where they got their system when they put it in. And they went through a place north of Lansing. And then I talked to my daughter at Christmas when she was up, and she runs over 100 phones in their school that she's in charge of. So she gave me a place in Lansing that they work out of. And this is down Detroit area. They work out of Lansing. So I emailed them to see what they'd give me out of quote. But, you know, I like what Dick Boyce has got, but I don't like the price. And yet, you
Well,
get what
this
you pay
is
for,
still, we're still
unfortunately.
gathering information,
Yeah,
so it's
so you
not,
still
we're
got
not
some more
looking
options
for.
Yeah, we got
in.
more options.
Yeah.
We're not ready to
Well, let's,
make a recommendation, but I want you guys to be aware of what's going on now.
Well, if we gotta put electric in each one,
That's a
are we
problem.
gonna hire that done?
Well, I mean, are we close enough to plugs where we,
I mean, you could add some
Yeah, you could add
dollars
some
pretty
costs,
fast
yeah.
if you start
if you had to have an outlet at each one?
adding,
Yeah, drag electrician is very expensive.
And I
especially
need-
trying to make it, unless you're gonna surface mount it, I
Yeah.
mean, and that looks tacky.
well, but if this building's at code, there should be an electrical outlet about every 6 feet.
There is.
Yeah.
So
You'd be able to plug in
I
some.
doubt
wouldn't
that
have to
anybody's gonna
do
have a
much.
phone further away from an electrical outlet.
I
that
mean,
they're
where I'm
gonna
at, we have
plug
no
in.
plug-ins in that center, but,
Yeah, but that's because of those
Yeah.
fold-up
Doors,
walls.
so,
Well, the phones we have now gotta be plugged in.
Right.
electric, not electric.
Yeah, probably, if
Most
it's
of these
cordless
phones
phones,
are
you
plugged
would.
into
We
electric.
don't have cordless phones. They're just plugged into the.
They're just plugged into
the
your,
line.
yeah, your
Line.
Oh,
line.
not cordless.
Cordless probably is the only thing you have to have.
And well,
Counties
these-
are close to apples to
Yeah,
apples.
I know,
See,
and that's what, that would make a difference.
Yeah, because I mean, if you got a
And this came,
$1,000, $1,500 for electric, then,
And if he's including that, then that,
yeah.
if you don't have to have it for his system,
right.
yeah, that saves. And the other thing is, their serviceman is local if we need him.
I'm not too excited about their run through the internet phone, the IP. I just think the hybrids, the standard hybrid system is probably gonna be more reliable.
I think in the long run it would. That's,
You just gotta get by the $7,000 is what we're really saying, I think.
yes, that's
In
what
a lot
gonna-
of different
well,
ways.
I'm having a hard time with it.
Well, and this other one that you're waiting to
yeah,
get back
And maybe
from
one of those, if they came in
might be the
at
exact
6
same
or
thing, like-
5,500, and
Yeah.
then we're comparing
Right.
apples to apples and the money's
Our
coming
comfort
down.
level
Now, if they
is-
come in at 10,000, then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, now maybe the 7,000 isn't sounding so bad.
Voice on the phone.
So, anyway, that's what I want to share with you where I'm at.
We could table that till February too.
That, I don't want to get to January. I'd like to have that for January. We need to get, Sherry needs a phone in there.
Okay.
It was fun for a while, but it's not so much fun anymore, is it? Not having a phone?
I'm still good with it. I do not have a problem with it.
So I guess the only thing I would suggest then is when, whoever you talk to next, these be your specs.
Yeah, trying to see what, yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at.
And
Yeah, I
that one
agree.
will be
Then-
tabled until
Then
January.
we're comparing. If somebody else comes in with the same
Well,
warranty
the system
with
I'm looking at
with
is an IP system, I think, which goes to the internet, but I'm trying to get more information on it.
Well, that's just my opinion,
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, you guys are the ones gonna be using it.
Yeah.
It don't,
So,
you care? I guess right down to
Yeah,
it.
it's not gonna affect me any.
I have this supply here. I don't
right
need-
now, I'd probably recommend the highest one if we had to decide date, but I want to get a little more information.
Well, if we can some more
You
information.
know, I like the 5-year warranty, I like the fact that they've got local people,
I-
and it's a
And
great,
this has been good.
Yeah.
I, you know.
Warranties are something, are big.
yes, when I don't buy them, I need them, and when I do, I don't need them.
Well, 3 years down
Do
the
we have any other
road.
unfinished business? I do have to go to work second, so. New business, Greg Videtich is willing to serve on the board review. And last time when I had Alice put on, I told you I was waiting to see where we're at on others. And Phyllis Jacobs is willing to stay on.
Oh, okay.
So, and I told Alice she might be the alternate. I'd like to have Greg as the regular and as Alice as the alternate. So it'd be
So all we're
Phyllis,
doing is just
Yeah,
adding
and-
Phyllis, Sue, Greg, and who?
Huh?
What's the fourth?
Alice.
Alice Manstra, Greg Videtich, Phyllis Jacobs,
Oh, you added
and
Alice.
Sue. Yeah,
Last time, yeah.
Sue Glatz. Yeah, we added her last time. So this would get us a full board review.
Did you find minutes and all that good stuff?
I found enough.
Okay,
We got by.
okay, okay.
So this is my recommendation. I waited till this meeting because he was in Ireland last time we met. I couldn't talk to him. I don't- So,
I make a motion to add him to our order.
okay, motions,
I'll support that.
support. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Zoning administrator. I'm still learning a lot. I got a lot to learn, but I think I'm ready to take it over. I know we put May on as interim for a while. I'd say as the first year, I'd like to take it over.
That's you're biting off a lot, you
I know
know.
I'm willing to take a try at it. I just feel it's, you know, I should.
Could you possibly work with May?
Well, basically I will as much as I can, you know, because, you know, she's working, you know, basically she was doing a lot of it before,
Right.
Becky, you know. And yes, I'll allow her as much, you know, she's got a lot of knowledge in it, and we'll definitely, no. I just think the supervisor should be the zoning administrator.
You know what? That's not a bad statement. But you have to have a lot of background, a lot of.
I read a lot,
I
and
mean, if you're
yeah,
gonna go
I know
to-
it,
If you're gonna be going to May for
yeah.
some guidance and direction. I mean, I know you gotta take over sometime.
Yeah.
We may have to do that, all of us though may have to do that. All the new guys, especially John and I, we have to ask a lot of questions. But we have to rely on you guys for answers.
Right, right. I would hope so.
For our jobs, I'm talking for John and me.
So it's up to you guys.
And you had said earlier that you would,
I'm not gonna take any money for it for,
okay, so that.
But
needs
there's
to-
money in the budget for it.
yeah. And I would hold off. First 6 months, I'd like. It would save us some money.
Is there any,
I don't think there,
is there any training?
there are some classes coming up, you know.
I did read in, I think,
Yeah.
one of the
And I'll try to
magazines,
take-
the
yeah.
MTA magazine, that there was another
There's another,
firm that would come in and be your zoning administrator. And I'm not suggesting that, I'm trying to get you
yeah.
a condensed course.
Mhm.
Their MTA offers, that's
Yeah,
coming out in all
yeah.
their things.
Yeah, I've been reading
Because
some of
one
it,
just
yeah.
came out for
So,
zoning
and I will try to get as
administrators.
many, yeah.
Yeah, well, it would behoove everybody.
I'm looking at, you know, any training I can get right now, I'm taking, and I know it's costing a little more money this year to get.
Okay,
to be
so
able
if
to
you're
get it.
not gonna
That's
take the
supposed to
pay,
happen.
but you're gonna be going to May to ask questions, is she gonna continue to get paid in the interim period then?
She has a full-time job here, she works full-time. She wasn't doing the zoning outside this time, so we're not using the time she's doing zoning. You know, when you guys put her as intern, I thought it would be after hours that she'd be doing that. Which there is some meetings, I should say that, so it isn't totally that way.
What do you mean
Which
after hours?
Which you'd be
Well,
taking
I'm-
over that then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, I mean, if you pay somebody 40 hours a week to work here, and then you're gonna pay them more to do another job, shouldn't it be at different hours? Which I know, I mean, and it is some, because she can't get paid for going to a meeting if she's zoning administrator. She doesn't get her per diem, but she would otherwise.
Well, we, no offense, we pay Sherry to be the clerk, but yet we pay her for the cemetery. I mean, it's the same hours. Same with me and
And the-
utility billing.
Is it the same hours?
Yeah, it's
I
whatever
thought it
we're
took you
here.
extra hours, though, to do it. I would assume it takes extra hours to do it. You're not paid for 40 hours a week here.
No, we're not paid for a set number of hours a week.
So if it takes you extra hours, then you should get paid extra for it. Like the sewer, where you're putting extra work into it. You know, if you're here 20 hours a week doing clerk stuff, and you're here another 10 hours a week doing your cemetery, or your treasure work, you're here 20 hours, you do another 5 or 10 for,
But that's not the way that it works. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't
it's the
put in
same.
extra hours.
Hey, do you split out
I
your,
mean, you don't consider
your hours
extra
for the
hours.
cemetery work?
If you're doing clerk work and somebody walks in the door, you spend the 15 minutes or whatever it is necessary.
but it's still taken away from the time you could have been doing your clerk work.
Yes.
And if you're not set, if you don't have so many hours set, I don't
Yeah, 'cause, well, elected officials don't have
set hours.
set hours.
Right.
Employees do.
Correct.
Elected officials don't have set hours.
Okay.
If you can do your job in 5 hours, then you're gonna get the same pay you get. But then if it takes you 20,
hours, right.
yeah, I'm just using 5 for example. But if you do your job this week in 5 hours,
I just hate to give up to lose the experience that she's got. I mean, she's got so many years into it.
You're willing to go 6 months?
Yep.
Okay. If we, and everybody would agree that May has knowledge that is irreplaceable, that's through experience. If she's willing, that we continue to pay her for 6 months at the rate that she has, with the zoning administrator, call it anything you
Intern.
want. Okay?
Interim.
You assume the title
Okay.
with the understanding that you are in training or
Yeah.
whatever.
Which it is, yeah.
She, so that, if, and then, by accepting the pay differential, May agrees to help you
Mentor.
mentor, that's a good word, mentor for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, and it's really gonna be,
That'll be up to Bill at that point. If he's comfortable, then
If
at
he's
that
comfortable,
point, then it shifts.
if we're comfortable, you know, that gives you 6 months, because it's not fair, I don't think, to expect anybody to, you're trying to get, you've got experience and you've got knowledge, and to give that for nothing is not fair. If I was sitting in May's
Yeah,
position.
I agree with you.
I would.
Well,
I would be
especially when
hard
Bill has
pressed.
already volunteered that he'd do it for the
Right,
first 6 months
right,
without
yeah.
taking the
Right, I
pay.
don't have to have
Okay,
pay.
leave the pay there,
Right.
you learn and let her be the mentor, and then do a transition.
how much more is that paid?
Budget.
Around
$8,000.
$8,000, I think.
8 something.
Eight something.
A year.
A year.
A year.
Oh, year, okay, so
That's
it's
the
looking
year.
at you're looking at $4,000 then for 6
Yeah.
months. Is that somewhere, I mean, is that,
I think that's a
Well,
good
the other thing that
compromise.
it does cover is the fact that she is here from 9 to 5. So if somebody were to walk in the door and call on the phone, she could at least give them guidance until,
well, and that's still, I mean,
and
that.
give them good
that
solid
would allow that.
information.
And I would hope that would leave a good taste in her mouth, so
Yeah.
that in 6 months and a day, she would still do that. Okay,
Yeah.
instead of, we're trying to take advantage of her, and, because we don't.
And I'm
I
still
mean,
working with May too, and I'm trying to find out what all she does. You know, I need to get I want a job description that I'm gonna work on,
Yeah.
but so far it's been,
Yeah,
so
you
far
just
things have been
can't
smooth.
pull it out, you know,
No,
from under. I think it'd be better, you know, but although she was appointed to that position and interim director of that.
Right.
And
I mean,
now we-
sure, could we? Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We could yank it right now and,
we gotta be fair.
but I don't wanna be, I mean, that's not
Well,
what it's
if
about.
you yank it, it's not really fair to the people that come in here looking for information, you can't get it.
Right.
6 months, so you pretty much, you could get you.
You'll know
Yeah.
what you don't know.
Whether
You'll
you
know
can
what you
do it or
don't know.
not.
Right now, you don't even know what you don't know, so.
That's right.
You know so little, you don't even know.
We
And
want
it
to
isn't gonna cost township anything, I mean.
I mean, the money's there, it's budgeted.
You know, it's budgeted.
It's cost-
want to
That
ask May
way.
if she's agreeable to that,
Good,
since she's sitting right here?
she is.
No better time
Well,
than-
that wouldn't.
No, that doesn't, no.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna just put out, she's an employee, and that, it's our board decision.
Right.
It's not,
But,
So what happens if 6 weeks from now or 4 weeks from
I
now I
think
decide that
before she's
really I can't
willing.
work with her, and we
mean,
don't need her?
I mean,
We need her
that's-
for,
that should
Now, are you guys
be
tying me up for 6 months that way? Are you guaranteeing her a job for 6 months? Because if that's the case, no.
do.
As a personnel, manager of the office here, or personnel manager of the township, I don't want to tie us into, I don't want to tie us
Guaranteed
into
anybody
employee.
a job. All I'm saying is that allows her, that allows you 6 months worth of mentoring. If,
Right.
it's no different than
Okay.
Ron.
Yeah. Right.
Is the utilities. I mean,
Okay.
he's at will. I
That's
mean,
gonna be listed in the.
You know,
Yeah.
and there would have to be
Yes.
documentation, da-da-da-da-da, to,
Yeah, I just don't want to be tied into,
Well, you wouldn't be, because, if.
If she's gone, she's
if
gone,
she-
yeah.
Yeah, if, she gets this wonderful job and she's gone, you'd
Right.
have that situation anyway.
Sure.
right,
It
right.
wouldn't matter, you'd have that situation anyway.
so, okay.
Okay, someone explain it all to me, because I'm completely confused now. Because this went in like,
Let's make it, let's put it in a motion.
Okay, let's see.
I'm completely,
Do we,
simplify it.
do we wanna ask me? I know.
She's good with it.
She's good with it, okay.
I mean, she'll do whatever you ask her to do.
Okay.
She's an employee, like Sherry said, she's an employee, she'll do whatever you ask her to do.
Okay.
And so far, she's been good. Let me make sure that,
Yeah.
don't take anything that
Well,
I'm
yeah, I have to. I've
Yeah.
asked her and she's helped. and-
Yeah, I got no.
I'm just throwing out
I wanna
options.
be
Okay,
fair. I mean, I really
okay,
do,
what's your,
to
what's your
everybody.
motion?
To effective January 1,
Okay,
right,
Yeah.
to make the supervisor the permanent zoning administrator, it's going to be the interim, with,
Retain May
thank you,
as an advisory to the supervisor at the zoning administrator's salary until such time.
for six.
Whatever.
For 6 months, yeah, for 6
We'll
months.
put 6 months on it, or as Mitt
Yeah.
is,
I'd say for 6 months.
we'll say for 6 months.
it's a what? May, is it, what you call
Zoning
it?
administrator
Advisor.
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 Okay,
Or interim, can't you go
No,
with it?
no,
You
no, no, you want advisor,
can't
yeah.
use that word.
No, he's gonna be it.
Oh, that's right, that's right.
And now do we want to put at the end of 6 months, we,
Length of time negotiable, so.
we're already putting in 6
Yeah,
months.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think that
so
takes
at
care of
the,
it.
at
Put in there
six-
to be revisited at 6 months or whatever.
Administrator. Okay, now, wait a minute.
I don't think it is.
Current. Did we want that in there or not in there? I was writing.
Mhm.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
6 months,
Yeah, I got that.
yeah.
Okay, read back what I said.
We said.
You said, I don't care.
Okay. Effective January 1st. Excuse me. Appoint supervisor as permanent zoning administrator with retaining May Emerson as zoning administrator advisor at current zoning administrator salary for a period of 6 months.
So we're gonna appoint the supervisor at no salary, no additional salary.
Clarify that.
Yeah, clarify that, so we
No.
don't,
Additional salary, got it?
Hamlin made
And
the motion.
retain may, this is on
Hamlin's
Well,
motion,
no, I don't-
salary for
Curry
a period of 6
seconded.
months.
January, February, March, April, May, June,
July.
till June 30th then. You might as well put the date in there.
yep,
2013.
Well, then we could revisit it the July
6
meeting.
months.
or actually the May, probably should do it,
Well, maybe before that,
yeah.
but
See how things are looking at that.
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, it would expire 6/30 of 13,
right.
got it. Okay, is there a
Penny
I'll
says
second
something,
it.
yeah.
I'll second it.
Then you made half the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. No, this, yeah,
That's-
this got money, we better do a
That's-
roll
You
call.
gotta do roll call, because it's actually spending money, really.
Yeah, it is.
Hamlin,
Yes,
Curry,
Yes.
Too Good,
Yes,
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Johnson.
yes.
Gilbert, yes, Stanek.
Yes. And by the way, unless we've got something in our policy and procedure, you don't have to have roll call vote on money. That's not Robert's Rules of Order. MTA says you don't have to. But it's a procedure, I like to follow
it was
it.
MTA, right?
No, that is.
I'd like to follow it, but it isn't
I
necessary.
like it.
No, I want to follow it if we can.
that was a good schooling
Yeah.
that, oh, John and I.
Approval
dealt with.
of any necessary budget amendments. We're not quite sure where we're at yet.
Well, the thing is, I printed off, I didn't print.
We got a bunch of bills here.
I didn't print for all of them. I didn't print for all of you because it's 20 pages, okay, of just where I'm at right now. But it's not current because I still have to do payroll at the end with our withholding and everything. In years past, what we've done is, you know,
Hi, Jim.
authorizing the clerk
To make necessary
to
budget
make the
arrangements.
necessary budget amendments. Because it's not line item, it's per fund.
Right.
But like I said, it's not truly current because we're not at the end. I mean, I've paid the bills, and there'll be no more bills till January, but I still have payroll and the withholding. So this isn't
So-
really,
A motion right now would be to authorize the clerk to make an adjustment if need be.
the necessary budget amendments.
Amendments.
That would need to be made.
I'd second that.
In,
Who made the motion?
Because right now,
Yeah. you have to make the motion
Yeah.
first.
Oh,
Oh,
I'll make it then.
okay, you'll make it.
The motion to allow the
Wait.
clerk
Jim
to make
seconded.
necessary.
okay, hang on, wait a minute, don't rush things. Can't think.
You just took care of what you was gonna do.
Clerk. Okay, and Too Good seconded, right? Okay, I'm there with you.
And this should be a roll call vote on this too, being change the budget.
Yes.
Yeah, Hamlin? Too Good,
Yes,
Curry,
Yeah.
Jensen.
Yes.
Zimmerman, Gilbert, yes, Stanek.
Yes. Let's jump ahead to the approval of bills, and then we'll go into closed session for our talk on the land. No, you're here, that's fine.
That's good.
Yeah,
Larry's been calling me, called me already, I said I'm gonna be stopping out.
Okay. good.
You guys have the non-recurring, you have the recurring, and then I have a bill that was given to me after I'd already done the bills. This is a request, Maxine's requesting for reimbursement for cell phone. She wrote up for 2012, January 1, 2012 to November 20th, 10 months at $30, and then the 2/3 month for November, for a total of $320. That's what's not in your,
It's not in here.
right, because I already had the bills done when she gave it to me today.
That's the only thing she submitted?
To me, yeah.
Okay, good. Just checking.
And that should be in this year's budget, and her
Yeah,
stuff should be
that's
done.
fine, I mean, that's what she's,
I mean, she's submitting
Yep.
medical reimbursement, that's out of my hands. So this.
Do we have a motion to pay the bills,
I'll make a motion to pay the bills,
including,
including
Yep.
the reimbursement for the
do
cell
we have
phones
support?
for 10.5 months.
Okay, support, either way, you're,
Who, you did?
any discussion?
Ron Schumacher's 2017. Is that,
Monthly.
That's the sewer lift station and the water plant.
that's just a monthly,
Yeah, that's a monthly,
Does he have a contract?
yes. Someone called.
Gonna have
we do need
We're
the
gonna relook at that,
Yeah.
because it's not,
first quarter,
It's,
not necessarily
Scary.
January.
yeah,
but
the so-called contract, yeah.
First quarter what?
We need to look at Ron's,
and he agrees with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not-
started July
yeah.
1,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be
we're
looking
looking
at
at
it.
June 30th. is
He
his
agrees he
contract.
wants something different written up, he's already
Yeah.
Good.
Ron,
touched on it to me.
he
So we got
has been
6
doing a great
months.
Yeah,
job.
I know, I've got no issues,
Yep.
I just
Yep.
want the,
Okay, any other discussion on bills? Any questions? Roll call, please.
Curry,
Yes.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Hamlin,
yes.
too good.
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Gilbert, yes,
Yes.
Stanek.
Okay, unless we have something else, motion be in order to go into closed session.
So moved.
Support?
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we're talking about land.
Now
Do
we
I have to leave?
No, you don't.
No, you're involved.
You're involved. And I sure appreciate your willingness to help in short order. I kind of did a recap.
Yeah, start over again, will you? So
Yes.
everybody,
I had a chance to meet, well, as church 9:30 Christmas Eve, his accountant and my accountant, the same person, came up to me and said this guy's putting money together to build a building in Industrial Park. So I called him first thing this morning, by 8 o'clock, and he wanted to meet this morning. I had a meeting at 9 o'clock. I told him I couldn't meet till 1 o'clock, so at 1 o'clock we met, Jim went with me. We went out in the Industrial Park. He is very interested in property out there. He's looking at 2 other pieces. One was a 10-acre parcel, right? That he had, that was
Yeah, South Town.
yes, somewhere south of town. And I've got notes here somewhere.
Which doesn't have electricity, gas, water, sewer.
Okay, it doesn't?
to it.
Okay,
That's one of the things he called me back today. He wanted to make sure his gas line, and I'm pretty sure his gas line runs through there, right?
yeah. Okay, so this other doesn't have that. So that gives us a little bit better standing point. And then he
Paved
was,
road?
huh?
He didn't talk about the paved road, but he's-
He didn't offer where it was at, but
that's
I
gonna
was,
be the key.
Yeah.
The key for him is he needs to get
on a
trucks.
Class A road.
yeah, it's gotta be a Class A road. But he's basically running semis, he's got 30 trucks, travels in 48 states. He would like to get a contract last mountain, he's trying to get in there, but hasn't had very good luck so far. But he would have a place where he'd service his own trucks, no outside work, and also have his office staff there. But he's looking for 5 to 6 acres, and was very interested in lot 13, which the information I've got on what, the price we had up 10 years ago or 12 years ago when this was put together. If it's 6.2 acres, it'd be $279,000. One side it shows 6.2, the other says 5.9 or 5.19. We have not had that surveyed, I don't think, at all, so. Yeah.
Could they have been surveyed at one time,
No.
Bill? Never worked.
No. We were, and I think it was because if we can sell it, if they want 3 acres, we'll sell 3 acres, if they want 5, we'll sell 5. He's looking for around 6 acres, is what he's looking for. I think we could probably talk him into going 4, if we needed to. But he really liked being up there next to the expressway, and he liked the fact that there were streetlights there. He liked streetlights we do not have down the other road. And that was part of,
He's right across from the Pioneer then.
No.
no,
Right in line with.
13, right in line.
Yeah, stupid question, which one leads us to Pioneer on?
The Pioneer's on
9.
9.
And then number 10, isn't number 10 for
That's-
sale?
No,
It
10
is
is-
for sale again, yes.
Pioneer's on 9.
What do they
Winder,
have?
Windermuller is trying to sell it.
What do they list it for?
I have no
I
idea.
thought he had a for lease sign on it.
Oh, is it for lease? Okay, maybe it's for
Oh, not
lease.
for sale.
So the Pioneer's on 9.
Yeah. Pioneer's
Well,
on the-
Windemuller's wanted, they wanted someone to come in and share basically a building with them. That's why they haven't built, because they were looking for someone to lease part of the building with them. When they built, to help them carry, to help them carry the load, was their idea.
I'm sorry, does everybody know Jim Sandy?
No.
I should have introduced Jim right at the bat. Jim Too Good.
New kid in town, we've got.
I'm sure.
Penny Church.
Hi, Penny.
Rich Jensen.
Hi, Rich. John Zimmerman.
Hi, John.
Look at that Windmuller.
I
know you.
I'm sorry, I should have said something right quick when Jim come in, because I
You look
invited
vaguely
him,
familiar.
I invited him to join our conversation, and
It does.
so,
So Windmiller's 10? Is that what?
Yes.
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 Windmiller
Pioneer's
owns
9, then 10,
And
then,
he's
Oh, I
looking at
thought it went
13.
the other way.
No,
no, Pioneer's on the end.
yeah, Pioneer's on the end, 9, 10 is Windemiller, and then he's looking at 13. He tipped his hat, he's basically said he'd pay 30 to 35,000, but you know, that's very low. But he thinks he can get this other property, but if it doesn't have sewer and water,
It's not Class A, it's worthless.
yeah. So,
He's putting together his costs. He wanted to know if there was, he knew that their electricity and the water and the sewer were pretty sure they're running right across there.
Yep.
And just the hookup fees, always, we gotta come up with the cost of hookup fees, cause he's gotta look at what it's gonna cost to run a gas line to the other place, that, if they don't have it, so. That could cost him out right away, doing that, cause that's no cheap venture.
he will know.
Yeah.
He works for DTE.
So he's getting down to that, he's trying to put together his cost comparison, so.
He's off for 2 weeks, and he wants to do something while he's on vacation. So that's what he's doing this week and next. But they've got a proposal to the bank, his accountant told me that. But they've got a couple banks are taking proposals too. So it's hot right now.
What's it cost to drill a well? It'd have
By
to
the-
be a
By the foot.
it'd be like a 6-inch probably. Isn't that
Yeah, and
what's
it's been,
mandatory now?
no, 4
5
inches.
inch.
Probably 4 to,
Commercial?
Well, I don't know about commercial.
I think you, depending on how much they need
Goes,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
it depends on the size,
What he's gonna need.
yeah.
And if he's washing trucks and stuff, he should have probably bigger.
So could he probably have 15 to 20,000 in a well? On another piece of
Yeah.
property?
Depends on
6
how
to 8,
deep you
yeah.
go.
6
Yeah.
to 8? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be 6 to 15, I would say. It
Yeah.
all depends how deep you go. That'd be the whole thing. And if he has to have a gas line ran a distance, he could easily have 30,000 into that, but you don't know how far you'd have to run it. So,
Okay, well, I think it's fair to say that the property is not valued at what it was.
oh no. We can't, we're somewhere, and
Well-
it depends how bad we want to move it.
If that lot is actually 5.19 acres, and we still don't know that, at $35,000 for it, you're talking $6,743.74 per acre. At $30,000, it would be $5,780.34 per acre. But we don't know how big that lot is.
And he's wanting 5 to 6 acres, so if we would shoot at the 6 acres even. But we cannot go
Throw in
past,
6 acres.
we cannot go past the center of the corner there, because we've got to be able to access the other property.
If we gave him 6
center of
acres,
the
it would be
curve?
The center of the-
$5,833.
Cul-de-sac there. We've got to have access to the corner piece.
Yeah, if you go too far south, they.
I got you.
cut everything
Yeah,
off.
the frontage there.
So if we give them more, we can't
more.
because of,
So he's gonna be limited to what we can.
Well,
and
you could move
And he
this one
wants
as well.
he wants
well,
the
yeah.
I mean, you
but-
could move
highway
them.
because he wants the signage out there?
Visibility for his trucking company and the streetlights.
It's the highest point in the park. and
Yep, he wants to make sure doesn't have water issues.
That would be good drainage.
But he's ready to bring a builder in to look at it too.
You said it was 67 for,
If, 5.19
It's 5
acres.
acres.
If that's 5.19 acres, at $35,000, that's $6,700 an acre. At 30,000, it drops to 5780, and if we gave him 6 acres, that's an easy one, that's $5,000 an acre.
But we were,
What are they selling for across the
I thought we were
state?
forty,
Yeah,
I thought we were
acreage.
45,000 in it.
It was in
It's,
originally, yeah, that's
I'd
why I
have to do
say.
another-
Yeah, we're down to
It's-
5,000 an
One of
acre.
the problems I've got is I'm
See, that just
treasury,
seems
I'm
awful.
trying to
Almost
contact
too cheap.
treasury
Giving it away.
financing, they're not
Yeah,
open
'cause
again.
we got
Especially
so
for
much
prime frontage. If he was,
paved road, class A, gas, water, sewer.
that, somebody would
A lot less.
think we were idiots.
Yeah, so, you know, that's what do we wanna do? If I could convince them to buy 2 or 3, I would say we could go that cheap. But up there, I agree with you, I'm not,
That's the best spot we got.
that is, it's probably the best
Right.
lot we have.
We're gonna-
I'm lost. You mean, the gentleman is wanting us to sell 5+
Acres for the price of one.
$35,000?
For less than what we
Yeah.
had originally thought 1 acre would be worth.
Yeah. In the good old days, it was worth 45 grand an acre.
No, I don't think it's ever
See,
worth that.
That's what the thought was. No, I don't, it never sold for that, Dennis.
No, it never
That's
sold for that
like
original.
MSRP. It's a fictitious number that really doesn't mean anything.
I mean, I understand he wants to negotiate.
Yeah.
Did he have a gun pointed at you when he offered you? You know, it's just.
He's got 8 jobs.
No, 8 office, no, what'd I put on there? He's got 8 office employees, is what I meant to say.
And
Yeah, I
some
think
mechanics.
And mechanics, he doesn't,
So
didn't have
maybe a
any.
dozen
I
people.
think you said somewhere in the range of about 20 mechanics.
20
Oh,
mechanics?
wow.
So,
So you're looking
okay,
at 30 people.
close to, yeah.
Oh, he has that many mechanics.
I don't think, he's got 30 trucks, he said.
He's got
He
30
hasn't
trucks,
hired
but 20
yet
of them are
for one
broke down.
thing
He could be
because-
here.
No,
I thought I heard him say 20
I-
employees.
I wasn't sure how many he said, I didn't know if he said
Well, that's
mechanics,
the deal,
yeah.
Currently, he's driving to Grand Rapids to have his truck serviced. So it's a huge saving for him to not have to drive to Grand Rapids to have them serviced. As far as mechanics go, I think he has a mechanic that does what he can out in the yard. He can do a ton more if he had a building, and probably even hire,
Yeah.
different
Maybe it
or
wasn't
more
Maybe
mechanics.
it was drivers.
yeah, drivers.
He's got
maybe.
probably 30 drivers,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
because he has 30
So
trucks,
you
so
know
30
who it
drivers.
is.
I do,
Penny knows it.
I do. But doesn't this say 6.2 acres, 45,000?
Per acre.
Per acre.
Yeah, that's what I.
That's
what I-
per
Oh.
acre.
Per acre negotiable.
Yeah. I
Now,
think
did we ever find
should
out
be
what
thrilled to get
Windmiller
6,700.
paid?
Yeah,
That's
For-
what I was thinking.
Being a water and a sewer customer.
yep. That's the biggest thing, we're getting a water and sewer customer.
Water.
That water would help us so much.
Jump into that water
I mean,
thing.
if we didn't,
But how many years would it take to offset giving away?
Well, I think it's gonna make our property look appealing to somebody to see that there's another business
I'm not
in
gonna
there.
disagree with that.
I think we can't put a price on what we're gonna gain
in
visibility
06,
wise.
60,000 for 2 point, there's 60,000 they paid. And this was-
Windmillers?
Yeah, in 06.
How much
For
ground?
Just,
a little bit bigger piece.
No, smaller piece.
Smaller piece?
Well, that brings quite a lot of money to the town too.
But in 06,
Township.
things were in a lot better shape than they
That
are
was before
today.
the crash.
But if they got for 30 grand an acre, if they got 2 acres,
I think it was 3,
or what?
yeah.
Round it down and say they got it for 20 grand an acre.
20, yeah.
So if it should be worth 10 now, at least.
The minimum, I would almost say.
And
But-
that-
If he.
how many people are knocking down our door for
That's the whole story.
Well,
anything? We're paying for all that property out
Mhm.
there. That's, you
And-
know,
Even though there's a tax abatement now, and Jim's gonna look into more, see if there's more abatements, but, you know, down the road, at least get it on the tax roll too.
right, but how much taxes would we accrue each year in having that there and having people there?
Well, whatever the SEB is of his,
It's our, where we're gonna make money is,
The water.
no, well, there.
A little.
But,
well, it
but
would be
also on the-
helpful.
Yeah, we won't make money.
On the bond payment, they take over that, so there's a few dollars.
Have to be paid against that.
Well, when do more, what do they? in
special assessment?
Yes,
The
yes,
special assessment?
yes, that's the
Um,
word I'm looking for.
It's not a lot, it's not like what you think it is. I mean,
Okay.
it's,
Well, we just paid ours, what we had to pay on the rest,
right.
and that's
I
like
think it's
59,000 for
$500,
what we're paying.
$500
Okay.
on their lot.
So even if we got 25,000 toward that, it would help us.
But I think it goes on their taxable value, Dave, and there's nothing but land there. So
Okay.
now he'll have a building on there and
It'll increase.
it'll
Mm-hmm.
increase.
Well, yeah,
Well, we, but whatever money we get, we really need to pay
We need to pay on the bond.
on, well, we owe Isabella Bank for the land too. So, I mean,
Yeah, so it'll have to go.
Well, I guess I'd be curious to see what
I mean-
other industrial parks are willing to settle for across the state of Michigan.
so he's expecting
He wants something soon.
Oh,
And
he wants an
he-
answer today?
Yeah, he went to Jim already, says our meeting at 1 o'clock.
He's getting
What's
this wrapped up in 2
7,500
weeks.
times?
and does he know at this point in time the list price is 45,000?
I don't
Ring price
think I
or
gave him
whatever
that,
you
no,
wanna
I
call
didn't
it.
give him that, but I told him,
7,500.
Yeah, I
that
understand,
paper
but
didn't leave the truck.
37.
I don't think that one left the
I'm
truck.
looking for him to be the first guy that blinks instead of us. Because right now, I know we're willing to give it away.
And that may have been in the packet I gave him too. It may have had that in that packet. I gave him a packet of stuff we had
But
here.
I don't think that he's that far low. I mean, there is a lot of,
yeah, that's a bit of a discrepancy there.
he doesn't want to pay 45, but I doubt 30, or 35 is a long, 5,000 is a long ways from 45.
Way long
Yeah,
ways.
it's a long way, but the 45 is.
That's,
For
forget
that
the
many
45,
jobs-
that's
Let's talk
a
about 15 or
fictitious number.
something, you know, it's worth then.
For that many jobs, he's got a hard time expecting free land. Or-
He's gonna be bringing more jobs in though, if he builds a
Right,
building,
he's
because
gonna
he
bring-
doesn't have the mechanics now.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have a place
As
to hire them. He
And
doesn't
the
have a
drivers are
garage.
based out of here then. You know, I know where his drivers are based out of now, they're probably out here anyway, but.
Everybody, the inquiries we've had have been for along the freeway.
Yeah.
Okay? If we're gonna
It's-
give something away, then try to get it off the freeway.
Yeah, I would have no problem going,
Okay,
dropping down to a
I'm
low
just-
price someplace else, but the prime spot to give it
I-
away,
And I want them too.
you're giving away the
but
golden goose.
I don't wanna be the first one to blink. That's the,
I think maybe we should make him an offer on some of the other. The street light was the one thing you mentioned, the high ground.
but,
Well,
but-
okay,
but it
what
could
would
be
it
across
cost
the
us to put a
street.
street light
That's what
in?
I'm wondering too.
Right, right. I mean,
That's cheap.
There's other ways of skinning that cat.
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Because
if
the
the
high
street
ground-
light is the
There's
thing,
sewer,
we,
water, gas everywhere.
everywhere.
And the high ground,
it's sand, isn't it? I mean, it's not,
That's pretty much all sand.
so he isn't gonna have to worry about water.
He wants highway visibility though, right?
well,
He'd like that, but I don't
and I
think.
understand that, but, you know.
Well, we
you
all,
gotta-
we all
Price is
want,
right.
Well,
I'll
okay,
do
now,
it.
okay, here's my other question. How tall of a building is he looking at?
because
you
then we
gotta-
get into the
You
airport.
gotta, you have to watch
That is
that,
the line, isn't it?
Yeah, because we can't be taller than the water tower.
Which,
which, and,
For a
I mean,
trucking thing, yeah.
I wouldn't imagine that he would, but, I mean, that's something you have to be
Yeah.
careful with when you're
Mm-hmm.
going by that runway too, to think about.
Which there wouldn't be if one of the lots along 18 Mile Road, if you wanted to build there. That doesn't become an
I guess
issue.
what I really need to
You're
have
talking
then
126, correct?
is a, you know,
Yeah,
a price
you
that
were
we,
along there.
Yeah.
that I can negotiate down to on the number 13 and a price that I can negotiate down to on somewhere else. And then Jim and I meet with
13
him.
and 14, both along the highway, aren't they?
Yeah,
Mhm.
And what didn't you like about 14?
he just liked 13 better, I think.
So did Tom Benedict, that's
Yeah.
where he was going.
Yeah, that's the best lot.
I mean,
I would say it's the best lot in there.
yeah, so I don't know, we wanna.
So if we wanna give it, we don't wanna give that one away.
I mean, I.
No.
No.
If anything, that should go at a premium, not this fictitious number back
Yeah.
here.
But a good price.
If anything, you're not gonna say, oh, well, we'd sell you this down here for this, but this has gotta be worth more than down here. It has to be worth more, it's on the highway.
A Class A road is worth a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It is. We've
For-
got the
For his
class,
business,
yeah,
it's worth a lot.
it's, that's important for him.
And accessible to the freeway is huge.
Sure.
Those are dollar,
Yeah.
those are cost
These are all
savings every
Class
day.
A right here too,
You
right?
know, I mean,
That's
they
what
have-
our mill's gonna
Because
be.
we got 18 miles.
That's-
18 is not Class A,
It's not?
no. Coming in is Class A to it, and then 18 from there to the industrial park.
You can get in there full loads, can't you?
Yeah.
Sherry, do you remember when somebody else came in and was just nosing at some of this, what they were quoted? It wasn't that long ago that somebody came in, because I remember Mickey saying something about somebody was looking and just
I don't
just
think
sniffing.
numbers were ever,
Then they never came up?
And I don't
because they
remember.
were just sniffing, not
Okay,
grabbing.
so it never got to the point of,
There was never any numbers put out there
it just seems,
whatsoever.
15,000 an acre stuck in my head that
Because
came
of
up at some
the
point in
ones that
time.
we sold, we had to go before the board because it was all negotiating. The couple that we have sold out there, it was negotiating with the board at what we would be willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the only time numbers ever flew. Is when we
What
were
I have
actually
to
doing
agree
a
with you,
sale.
this is, we don't wanna sell our prime lot.
You
for
don't give the
peanuts
best
and then try
away
to
for the
get
cheapest
more.
price. Well, think of the precedence that sets, then if somebody comes in and goes, oh, well, look, you only got $5,000 an acre for that, this is only worth $1,000 an acre down
It does,
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because Wyndham Mueller
All of a sudden, our industrial
bought
park's worth
theirs
nothing.
for-
60.
60, that'd be
60.
20,000 an acre.
Yep, because I know we went down on
Yeah.
that, because I
And-
know that was a discussion, to show that we'd have a business in there, and that's where we're at.
And they didn't, yeah,
We sold it, and
yeah.
that's as far as it went.
I would personally say, if we could get 15,000 an acre for 13, we ought to take it.
I don't know that anybody ever used that, but it gives you an idea what they were looking at originally for the site.
That's what we have here.
yeah, that's what we
Okay,
have.
thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks. Yep. If we could get 15,000 an acre out of that,
13, you mean?
out of 13, I would say we should probably take it, which would be 90,000.
Is he getting
It's
5 or
11.
6? It's 5 or 6 acres,
Well, if it was
which,
6, it'd be 90,000 is what I was
I don't want him to run in the other direction either.
Huh?
To feel like he can't make a counter offer that's even,
Yeah. Yeah, we don't wanna lose them.
I think that's, I don't, because if he's suggesting to you 35, I could probably bet he's thinking it's
50.
worth 55. But, I mean, I think he's a very good businessman. And he didn't get where he's at today because
Yeah.
he didn't barter. But I think 90,000 he would just go, okay, because I can do a lot on a vacant piece of land for, $45,000. I can put sewer in, I can put water in, I can do
Okay.
anywhere I want.
So what if I start at 80 and we go down to 70 for that one? Or 65? I could even go to 65, you guys felt? I don't know if we'd want to go much lower than 65.
well,
but at the
start,
same
at
time-
any negotiation, start high, you're gonna work
Yeah.
towards the middle.
But what do you think, what's the minimum that I can go down to? I'm gonna negotiate, no, don't worry about that. But, we don't wanna lose it either. But if we looked at like 3, 4, and 5, if you take 6 acres there, I'd like to make an offer to him that he could take. If we made that enough difference, that he would look at it.
Well, that's,
You know,
you got,
What's the low, you guys?
On 13?
I'm with Bill, 15 an acre on 13.
that's 90,000 though. I think it's high.
Okay, but that's a good starting
It's a
point.
starting point.
I mean, right now, we're at 279,000.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's,
But that's, again, that's a
I know,
fictitious number
I know
that,
that, but that's.
But it's a
it is
number.
Perception, I mean.
Right.
It's an awful step back.
well, if you're showing him, hey, here's what we originally
yeah.
said it was worth, now here's what we're offering it to you at.
I think it's safe to say it's not worth half of what that
No,
was.
it never was.
That's why
It's
I'm
not
not
worth
even considering
20,000, It's
that.
not worth
No,
barely 10,000
That's why we're still
an
sitting
acre.
on it paying.
yeah.
Right.
I'm thinking, maybe 80,000 is where we should start. That would,
We're down 10.5 an acre.
or 20,
You got something that's coming in, it's gonna be an asset to the community.
it would be.
I'd be curious what Tom Benedict got,
Quoted,
what he's
Yeah.
got his listed for in the city.
yeah.
Big
That would
Rapids
be-
Realty's got it, so it should be very easy
Okay.
to get.
I was thinking the same thing, we just maybe make a couple calls around some of the other industrial parks in the area that are certified.
Yeah, see what,
See what they're going for,
if they're moving anything though.
yeah.
But if he really wants a cheap price,
I know Greenville Industrial Park there,
They're
they
giving
got,
everything away.
they have a lot for sale. Most of those
Well, I mean,
businesses got
there's-
for
there's
sale
one up
sign
there
on
He's
it.
The
got
whole
that solar
business.
panel thing they're giving away.
Leroy too, I mean, there's another industrial park.
Yeah, they're
I
giving,
mean, two
yeah.
sawmills there.
And that's what, when somebody giving them away, can we,
The thing is, yeah, they're giving away and they're not getting any takers.
that's even worse.
So.
But you
I
only get
mean,
to sell it once.
Yeah, but,
If you give it away, you gave it away.
but if it gets somebody in there,
But we're paying for it every year.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're in the hole big time.
I'd be way more tempted to negotiate if he wanted to move down here.
If I was him, I'd,
well, that's what I wanna be able to tell him.
say 80 for 13 and 60 for 5.
I would say, let's go 40.
I'm
Right.
very
40 for
interested in
five.
negotiating, giving away something other than your best.
Other than the
Yeah.
prime
Yeah.
spot.
Okay.
Try and get him to go for.
So if he would go
I
for
would want
5,
because it's a straight ahead shot with a truck.
If he's
off
got
the end of that road.
$35,000, we
Boom,
got
we're
120
in there.
acres. Hell, we don't need 120 acres. We need 35,000 acres.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but for the best one,
Right,
No.
you're gonna pay a
Yeah.
premium for
no,
that.
I don't think I wanna give my best piece away.
Exactly.
No.
That's it.
Well, no different than when, this was earlier this year, when we were talking about giving property to the dog rescue.
Right.
That was down here.
Yeah,
And we had no problem with,
I
yeah, if we can put
think
something in there,
there
we
is-
give them the non-prime spot.
There is plenty of room. Do we need to sell 100, do we need 120 acres?
No,
right
we
now?
don't.
No,
No,
we need to get rid of something.
we do. And if we can
Right.
get 35,000 out of it, good.
down here.
Yes, someplace.
Yeah.
Someplace other than the cherry on
Right,
top of the
right.
sundae.
Cherry, if he wants to cherry, then he's gonna pay for it.
Right.
Yes.
So 35 and 80, or should I start with 40 and 80?
So make it appealing to be down here. And if the street light is the only thing that's keeping it,
I'll help you dig the
I know
hole.
you.
There you
I
go.
know you're gonna be a good negotiator. You come back with whatever you can get as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
Okay,
okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sell it.
but we need
and
to,
I don't know, what do we have to get for a tap-in? Because there is a pretty good piece of change.
Just went in the bathroom.
There was a pretty good piece of change,
yeah,
tap-in fee.
that's where,
Or,
and that's what he wants to know now, Jim? You say,
Yeah, he's building his costs
yep,
in his budget, so he
For the
wants.
sewer.
Well, and
But
he would
we-
wanna know how much it's gonna cost for the tap-in
Yeah.
fee from us, because
we
when
have
he's
control
looking at
over
other
that.
property, he needs
No.
to put everything together to
Yep.
see
Not as
what's
much
gonna
as
be
we
better
think, if
for
I
him.
remember right.
Yep.
isn't it?
We
Okay.
can't give it away.
No,
I
we
know
can't give
that.
it away, I know that.
But from there, I
But how
really
much
should
control
say, I really
over the
don't.
tap-in fee do we
He's
have?
looking at 10 acres right now at $35,000, but he's gotta put another 40 of upgrade in.
So
it to
realistically,
get
that's
water.
10 acres for $75,000.
yeah. If he has to put a well
To-
in,
to
he's
compare
gotta pull
apples
gas,
to
if he's gotta
apples.
pull gas in there, he's gotta pull all his utilities in there.
Depending how far that gas line's gonna run, that
Class
can be
A
really,
road,
really
too.
expensive.
Yeah, if it's not on Class A, it's.
And then, yeah, if it's
I
not
think
class
Well, I
A.
don't
that's
think
the point.
he'd
I
be-
think
He wouldn't be
I don't
looking
think
at a
he
piece
could-
that
he wouldn't
wasn't,
be
though, I
looking.
wouldn't think.
He probably wouldn't know. He's,
Not if he's in that
No.
business, he would know
Yeah.
that. it's
and he
gotta
works
be-
for DTE, he's got a good job there. So, and his
That's
wife works for the state, I believe. What is the tap-in fees? Anybody know?
He's the only one that can figure that out.
And she's,
Is she figured?
is she in there?
yeah,
May,
May?
can you approximate tap-in fees for water and sewer and
Well, I've done commercial, I've never done industrial.
What'd commercial be?
what does Pioneer pay?
We give it to them.
You probably got a deal.
Uh-huh,
We gave it to him?
pretty close.
And then we put water underneath the road too. That was my first vote. I think it was $26,000. I didn't even know what I asked.
What, I think the last commercial tap-in fee we just did would be Lori Brock's.
Well, that would be if you just looked up your tap-in fee.
Yeah, I think she paid about $1,200.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad. I thought it was thousands, so
So see if it got to that point.
Because I thought it,
If that's a
doesn't
big
it
deal,
go
then
on
we
their
can-
then we
size?
need to move on.
Goes-
Goes on the tape on
Yeah, $1,200 will shut the deal down. you know.
Yeah, at that point,
Yeah.
that's why I was saying, if it's not that much, we could absorb that if that's the incentive to
this guy that's with
make a deal.
We
Yeah.
package the deal.
Yeah.
And there is, we have plenty of latitude. I mean, we can't give it away, but we could charge him for that and knock the price
Yeah.
off the selling
Yeah.
price. I mean, there's 100 different ways.
We negotiate whatever.
Yeah.
Give a turnkey price.
Yeah.
7,000, you got your sewer, your water, your gas, everything's ready to go.
Of course, I don't know what the tap-in fee on gas, you know, but, you
Yeah,
know,
that's,
no, we better stick with sewer and water, let him do the gas.
Well, yeah,
Well, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
not
we
us
got-
anyway.
but no, we
That's
don't
not
have,
us anyway.
No,
we don't,
We have no control
we
of
have
that.
no control on that.
That wasn't my end either,
No.
so.
I'm
but
sure,
any of those other ones.
I'm sure he's got his connections with gas, so that's
I mean,
not,
8, 11, or 12, he's got a road to it, and I would think it would have a.
Well, I'm with John. I would think if this guy was looking at something right straight off of 18 or 220th, right straight into lot 5.
I know he likes the visibility from the freeway for a sign. He's just
Okay,
not-
well, then what's that worth?
Yeah.
Then what's that worth to
That's
you?
exactly it.
I got no
Yep.
problem with that.
Yeah.
So does the next one here,
Yeah.
you know, people.
Right.
Because that's what Tom wanted. He wanted the,
Sure.
he wanted the visibility.
Goodness, that's,
You know? I mean, so,
Same with Pioneer. When you drive down the expressway, there it is.
that's it.
Beautiful building.
So,
Don't make me wanna go buy a newspaper, but.
No.
For some people.
6,000 for the tap-in?
What it looks like on here. Penny would have the exact.
she's looking. 6,800.
So we're gonna start out where on that?
I think 80,
Okay.
For 6 acres.
yeah. And 40 on the other, if I need to come down 10 or 15.
What?
But I think we gotta make it attractive, because it's,
6,000?
get a hold of them, you don't wanna let them go.
Well, that's it, we don't want to lose them, but
No.
That wouldn't be the tap-in
I don't
fee.
think he's going too far.
if he had Lewis and Fenstermachers over there together,
We
though.
had 6,800.
No, you have 6,000, she has
See, he's
60.
looking at Lewis's building, too.
Well,
There's a
Lewis isn't gonna
difference.
give it away.
No. Should drop it.
Who owns Fenstermacher's property now?
Make, somebody owns that.
I don't know who's,
What's fence to mark?
the,
Daryl's old place.
the semi,
Yeah, yeah. it would
right
be-
across from New
Yeah.
Horizons.
Bought that. Dukes owns that.
Does Duke's own that now?
Yeah, yeah, so they're not selling
They're not
it.
gonna sell. So Fenstermachers would not be big enough really for him.
Well,
Fenstermacher's is Duke.
Yeah, but not
Lewis International.
Lewis is.
That's where that little church is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you couldn't service a truck in there.
Yeah, they've got room to pull semis through there. You'd be able to pull
Well, he
semis.
got his motorhome.
He's got a couple motorhomes. They have,
but that,
it's
No,
small.
but not what he's
I
talking
don't think
about.
that,
No.
that's not a Class A road either. Well, it had to be. It had to be
Yeah.
for that other one.
For, yeah,
Yes,
the other ones there. Yeah, okay. Well, with the landscape place down there.
That's
Well,
the best joke
It
yet.
wasn't, it wasn't
I knew what I said.
broke out.
Filter's broken today.
I used to have to have Moses and Fenstermacher
Yeah.
because in the spring he's only deliver for me.
Do what?
Right.
I'll do it
'Cause
Moses.
are you under sewer or
spring.
water?
Oh,
Under frost law.
yeah, he'll
Okay.
drop them off. It'll be
Yeah,
there when it
'cause
gets
there's
daylight.
the sewer.
I've done that 3 or 4 times.
Who does the sewer though? You get somebody to come in and you have a hookup. Who does that? You have to have a contractor to come in and do that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gas company would come in and do, PTE would do the gas.
Right, right.
I've got to get to work too, you guys. I'm sorry.
so you're doing 80 for 6 over here or anywhere along here? What are you thinking?
Start at 40, go down to 30.
I was looking at them, Sherry, but I didn't want.
Oh, help yourself, yeah, please.
I'm getting hungry. There's cookies in there. If anybody wants them, I brought them in.
I-
After they
Bring 'em out here, yeah.
Don't need to see another cookie for Rex tomorrow.
I need to get rid of
Yeah, and I would say if he brought up anything about a street light,
But
but
We could,
I need
We
to
could
make
work with
cookies from
that.
the
Neighbors and the
80s.
neighbors end up turning around, sending other
We can
things
get
back
that.
to us, so.
I still have cookies from the 80s.
this is like buying golf course property.
There's some cookies.
If you want to be on a certain hole, you're going to
You're gonna
pay
pay
a premium for it. If you want to be on an access road,
Anybody can get in.
then
There, if anybody needs sugar.
yeah. I definitely need it.
The only box was 1875, because I receipted that in, but there's nothing receipted in tapping fees for the years 6, 7, 8, and 9. Prior to that with Myers, there is,
Yeah.
for Perry Street,
But after,
so.
we have not had a lot of,
No, there's.
Well, we
nothing.
haven't had
So where'd we end up?
Nowhere.
I'm gonna start with 80 and
Cookies.
40. 80 on 5, and 40 on the others.
80 on 13.
Or 80 on 6.
80
That works
80
out
on
to
13 and
80 on 13.
6 acres. That works out to $13,333.33 an acre on 13. And it works out to 66, 66, 66 on anywhere along
And are we
here.
giving him a bottom negotiating number to be able to?
They just told me to
To
negotiate.
stand there and negotiate with them? Oh, just,
Well, okay, wait, the 80 is where?
To start
On
with. Let's do
13.
13.
On 13.
Yep.
Then what's your other?
Is 40. I'm gonna start with 40
Yeah.
on 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5.
Non-prime.
Yeah, non-prime.
Well, it's prime if you're talking 18-mile road, but not prime if you're talking the expressway.
Or
see, first, if you could get anywhere between
if we go 8 or
45 and 50
8 or 11 even,
to 13,
if he wants on that side of the road, the street lights are over there.
I can't believe that a street light would make that much of a difference. I mean, again,
That
John,
kind of money, I'll stand up there with
we'll,
my phone.
we'll dig the hole and,
Yeah.
We've got some posts out here, but.
Let him have it.
Come up with something.
We have a street light. Okay, are we ready to come out of closed
So,
session?
so we're not gonna give you a bottom end, we're gonna leave it up to you.
Okay, I'll go negotiate.
well, he's gotta come back to the board anyway.
I'll come
so-
back with something.
Right.
and
Well,
then we-
hopefully with a deal.
sell it.
And then we decide,
I
there.
mean,
Yeah.
Come back
that's,
with cash.
that's kind of, I mean.
I gotta be able to sell it.
You're not, you're gonna be on the smart end of it. You're not looking
No.
at, you know, handing them the key and saying there, have fun with it.
But at the
We
same
really
time,
need to sell it. I mean, I'm
And you
sorry,
can come back
but,
anytime and use it, and use us for an excuse,
Yeah.
saying, hey, I can't go any deep lower than this, I gotta go back to my board.
yeah, I mean, if it's
and-
ridiculous,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
but we want it sold.
smart wise, yeah.
We-
2,000, no, you're not getting it.
we
But-
don't need to sell it, but we wanna sell it. It's only there to sell.
We
So
need to sell it.
Well,
But we don't,
We've
it's-
been in a
it's-
hole
we don't
big
want
time in
it
this
away.
industrial
yeah,
part.
but we're not broke yet,
We have
so,
plenty of property we would love to, we give away to get
Yeah.
somebody there.
yeah.
I don't know,
But that-
I don't know I don't know right along the
You
freeway.
don't, you don't give away on the 18th hole of the golf course.
Well, I will call him in the morning and see if I can set an appointment tomorrow with him.
And,
We're gonna move.
and the tap-in fees, we'll do whatever we can,
To help set it
and
up.
like I say, even if we have to charge whatever we gotta charge there, and we can work off the selling price if we have to do that.
Rob
Be
Peter.
a broker on this, or
Right.
you wouldn't get a broker involved? Instead of save a broker.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a
We
broker
don't.
involved.
No need to.
I don't think there's a reason to.
No, we've never had one
No.
before.
Gotta add building permits to that. and-
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I mean, he's,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
he's
all
gonna be,
gonna-
yeah, he's gonna have to put some money into it.
Well, he's gonna be spending a lot in the township.
Yep.
Surveying, who's gonna pay for that? That's the next thing. If he wants, that's another leverage for
Yeah.
you, okay? Because it's gotta be surveyed, so if he wants to take care of that, that's somebody's gonna pay for it.
Who has surveyed the other lots for us?
I don't really know.
Tom?
Did Michigan? I'm
I don't
guessing.
think it was Tom.
Oh,
What are all?
old guy. Old.
Jack Pearson?
No,
I never did survey.
real skinny. I can see him.
Shoots me down.
Anyway, we don't have to know now.
I think he'd be dead now.
Yeah. Okay. But we can negotiate that if need
Jack
be.
Pearson.
I mean, that's something, another
No,
point.
no.
Okay, are we ready to go out? Ready to call the meeting back to order?
Yes.
Do we have a motion to come out of closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Support?
Second it.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Do we want a motion on this at all, or did I should
Motion
negotiate?
To instruct you to
Negotiate.
negotiate the best deal for the
Township.
township.
Leave it up to you and then we'll holler at you later.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm used to that.
Bring him an orange.